Welcome back to Pop Culture Roll Call, a show where our hosts are watching The Magicians by only viewing the scenes that their character is present for. This is Season 3, Episode 13. Will you play with me?
Welcome back to an episode of Pop Culture Roll Call. I'm Mike. I'll be watching everything from the point of view of Penny. Left me as always.
It's Tasha. I'll be watching everything from the point of view of Marco.
In front of me as always.
It's Colin. I watch everything from the point of view of High King Elliot, as always.
Right here, right now.
It's Brian. I watch as Quentin.
And creeping in the background often.
Producer James.
I almost said Penny 23.
You should say Penny
You do
23.
whatever you want. It's your character.
But
Do you want to say Penny 23?
I don't know. But that means
can.
now then I feel like an imitation Penny,
can we
but
go
I am
back?
Penny.
Can we go back and do mine again?
Yeah.
Hi, it's Brian. I watch as Brian.
Hey, I know that bit.
Yeah.
I think I know what's going on here. All right, let's start.
That's a true bit. Thank you.
Yep.
We start with the storybook. Does anybody
Yeah.
have anything before this?
Nope.
Nope.
That's
No.
starting with the
All right.
storybook.
I
It's
like
kind
the art style here.
Yeah, it's kind
of a
I
cool
think
animation.
It's like really cute.
It's like kind of hand drawn, but like sharp edges.
yeah.
It's good.
It kind of looks like a like an introductory cutscene to like an indie video game.
Yeah.
A little bit of that
Definitely.
vibe to it.
It looks like a foil book cover, but like the whole book is in that style.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's basically the story of the Seven Keys, and
Chapter 8.
yeah, and
It's
it's
a
like the daughter.
Tail, very different than story. It's tail. Thank you.
the
We wouldn't
daughter-
say we wouldn't say Sonic in story.
That's a different word.
Oh my god. Okay, so Seven Keys, tail.
Thank you.
And
Words matter.
there is a daughter that is going to save her father, who is bound by the 7 chains behind this door. Because it talks about how she unlocks the doors, and then we have problems with like the plotting because she gave up the keys, but then she has them again.
She like, puts the keys in the door, the keys go away, and then later in the story they use the keys again.
Right. So we're like, is this a clue? Blah blah
Is
blah.
this a problem?
Right. But for the same reason I am, Margot's like, okay, let's just like, she just wants to get to the point of what we need to do here.
Yeah.
And we all kind of start arguing because like we don't know what we have to do to get here.
Mm-hmm.
And the library is also like going to be trying to stop us because
With the
we
siphon.
know, right, with the siphon, because we know that they want to hoard the magic.
Mm-hmm.
So like we're getting I think we're all a little bit on edge because like we have to do this mission that we don't know how to solve, but also like we're kind of under this like pressure from the library.
And there's a little bit of, okay, the library may not be as risky as they could be because it takes a lot of power to charge the siphon, which they don't have because Julia freed the fairies. So like some of their ammo is not on the table.
Yeah, so we thought.
Yep.
So
And they also have 1 minute, which is I think an important thing for later on in the
yes.
episode. There's also like a really tight time frame, so
Yeah.
which we don't really prepare for, even though we're very aware of.
yeah, we don't
which
do
is
anything.
kind of wild, but fair enough. So yeah, there's this. Like, take 7 keys, put them in the 7 mouths, and then
Yeah.
the 7 mouths swallow the keys, and you unlink the chains. But there's a monster as well, which we aren't kind of quite sure what to do about.
Well,
yet.
we do have the gun
We do
that
have
we
the
got
gun.
the last episode. So
Yep.
we like presumably that's our backup option. And we also
We're
know-
Americans.
yeah, like the father and the daughter, they're like, the father was like, well, actually we don't know that yet, so I'll save it.
Yeah.
So we hear this.
In my cut, Julia starts like spacing out, and then I get a weird hard edit. Is that what you get or no?
What do you mean?
Like Julia is kind of like staring off into the distance or whatever, and then I get a cut.
No.
I know Alice is being a little bit funky here. Like it's very clear that she has some ulterior motive, like the way that she's being portrayed in the
Yeah.
scene. I don't remember
I didn't get
Julia being weird. Like that being said, everyone was kind of being
Yeah.
weird in this
Stressed,
scene,
yeah.
so maybe we all just like fixated on somebody else being
Yeah.
strange.
I
Like,
have
Yeah.
another quick scene with Julia before the credits, I guess.
Okay.
oh, that's
no, we
probably
don't have that.
specific, and I don't have that.
So I'm like off to the side with Julia asking like if I should bow. And she's like, "Oh, it's still me, right?" So the basically like she's radiating so much magic the past couple weeks, and it's kind of unclear exactly what's happening here. It becomes very clear very quickly that she is now a god named Our Lady of the Tree. And I'm like, oh, you deserve this. And she's like, oh, I wanted to finish this together, And I'm like kind of like laughing about the name. And I'm like, oh, it's good. It's formal, you know. It's kind of a cute scene. She's like, I'm gonna miss you, and you know, she kind of like touches me on the chest, and Quentin's chest lights up. So she basically gave me like kind of a get out of jail free, like one time use magic reserve.
Magic
Okay.
mushroom.
She's like, oh, if like there's an Indiana Jones style boulder coming at you, you can not die.
She gave you a spell slot.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. She did.
And I say I love you, and she says I love you too. Goodbye, Quentin. Hug. She disappears,
Okay. Which she has been doing.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, she's absent.
and then I get credits.
All right.
Okay, right?
Credits.
Mine. When we cut back, I'm complaining about how,
We're just continuing the chat.
yeah,
Yeah.
but also just like Julia's a goddess that seems like it came out of nowhere. Margot's having a hard time accepting this.
Yeah.
I think I might have a quick scene before this when Josh is doing research, and I'm giving him a sandwich. He's looking at the art in the book.
We're looking through 50. Like, there's apparently we're looking through gods of architecture.
This is before that.
Oh,
Yeah.
So we're looking at like the art in the book in one of the illustrations, and there's a witch like at a table
is there a lion?
with another smaller castle on the table. Right? So Josh is like, this picture means something. Like, why did they just depict this kind of miniature model of the castle? So he also notices there's drafting tools, like, you know, kind of for architects. And so he thinks that this witch is the architect who made the prison and hid it. And so we need to find that witch. And then it jumps into us going over these gods of architecture.
50 minor gods of architecture in the arts.
Right.
This is hard to sift through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Margot, not happy with Julia going full goddess.
Yeah. But we're naming a bunch of them, and
Alice
one,
is getting like more upset, like very under her breath, correcting all the pronunciations.
it's very funny.
The running bit of her correcting one of the gods' names is very good.
It was the island name that she
Yeah.
was correcting, Olgigia or something, which I read the Odyssey a long time ago. I haven't read it in a bit. I probably didn't phonetically read it, or I didn't read it correctly in my own brain at that point. But
Yeah.
there's some island that a nymph lives on. It's not necessarily a goddess, but it does seem to be that this what was the name, Calypso is extremely powerful. So we have the secret island, we have the nymph powerful thing, and we sort of like add that to the list. I'm not sure how that kind of fits the witch motif, unless do we
I
somebody
don't
call
think
out
it is. I think we're just looking for a clue
Hmm.
on
Who built the
like,
castle.
Who built the
Like-
castle?
Right.
And she's an architecture.
Like-
She's like
a Venn diagram of whoever can build something, and then also who can trap something, and
Right.
like who can do both those things.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
And so we just like Google the name of the island, is it?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of Googling
And
in this
one
episode.
is very lucky because it's like, oh, a video game studio who made Candy Crush. Or
Basically,
not
and
Candy
then-
Crush, whatever.
and then
Collider.
it's like
Yeah.
and like the CEO's name is Callie. And
Right.
you're like, she could have
Woman
used a
named
fake
Callie.
name and then
Yeah.
you would have been cooked. Like it is very convenient, but whatever.
Anyways, my next scene is meeting Callie.
Same.
Not I.
No, I think it's just the three of us is
You, me, and Josh.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're in New York City. Callie's looking through like the tale of the Seven Keys.
Yes.
Thank you.
She's looking through the storybook, and she's basically
Tale book.
No, storybooks have tales. Tale books have stories.
she's basically like only talking to us because she promised Prometheus that she would.
Right. And apparently he's the guy that made all of the keys. Like he created this back door because he foresaw that we would need it and we would save us all. Like we would save us all. Us, according to him, Prometheus is a god. So like,
But he's also a god who liked humans traditionally, right?
that's, like,
so
the
he's
fire
like wanted
story,
to give
yeah.
humans to like magic to
ma-
the normal
humans,
people.
Yes. Yeah. So like, it makes sense that this is the guy that they chose for this, which I think was right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's dead, and Calypso kind of blames us for it because the reason that he died is because he was so weak after making the keys, and his enemies like knew
Took advantage
and
of
took
it.
advantage of it.
So this, like right after he made the keys, they're like, "Oh, cool, stabby stab."
So it wasn't because of anything we did. He made the keys for us of his own volition and
Correct.
then got it
No,
himself.
Yeah.
but so there's like a resentment, which is why she made the worst mobile game of all time.
Wow, that is a punishment.
But yeah, like so basically he has this back door but he promised her it would be really difficult and we would need every atom of power to to get the keys and to save them all. And that's why she doesn't give us a ton of information. But what she does do is show us a picture of what Margot goes like, that's my castle. And she essentially says, no, that's what's under your castle.
Right. Okay.
So,
that's what happens later.
Black Spire is originally the prison that she built. And then
The dwarves were basically inspired by it and made effectively a replica of it on the other side of Fillory.
well, also the gods that died too.
Ember.
Yeah,
like
they
flipped.
they just started over on a new page.
Is this Stranger Things like upside downing?
Literally.
Okay.
Upside
Before
down.
Stranger Things, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, Black Spire existed on this plane of existence. Ember's like, nah, let's start from scratch because I'm chaos. Flips the world over. So
Yeah.
the castle is basically hanging from the bottom of the world that Fillory is on. And then these dwarves came around with, like, memories or whatever of this castle and built White Spire as a replica.
Just
Yeah.
basically right on top of it, like
Yeah.
a mirror image
Literally.
looking into like a reflective surface of water or
Yes.
something like that.
So our new plan is to tunnel through the bottom of White Spire.
Yeah. To tunnel through.
It's not.
No, it's
That's not it, but
To-
basically.
I was waiting for you to finish your bit, but I guess you were just joking.
Nah, I didn't have much more.
Okay, so basically, though, she won't give us any other information about how to get in there, or she's like, "You'll figure it out." That's kind of the point of the quest.
The whole, I
Like-
mean, this whole thing, episode upon episode, is talking about how, like, the whole point of the quest is the quest itself. So she can't just give us the answers to the quest because we wouldn't be capable of, like, doing the things at the end of the quest without the experience of having quested.
Right.
Interesting. I
But-
wonder who the god is that is making the quest rules. If Prometheus made the keys.
She is.
She is.
Oh, she actually
she-
is
yes,
the
but
god.
she-
her and Prometheus, I think.
Yes, they
Oh,
both
okay.
worked on this together.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I didn't know
Yeah.
if they were quests like or if they were just wrapped up in the quest as well, or if they are the people who put it in
No.
motion.
She's
Because it's there's like a line here about like Prometheus helped find like steadfast jailers, and it's like
Right.
you know the
Got
girl and her father who like offered himself as bait, and it's a sacred task to keep the world safe. Like this is all kind of designed by her and Prometheus.
Interesting. That's
Yeah.
kind of a cool like thing I've not really heard a ton of before, which is like gods like project managing fate and destiny kind of deal, and like talking about the ins and outs of like, well, we knew we needed jailers and we had to have like a key because we needed a backup solution, and we can give you
Yeah.
this information, we can't give you that, because like they got together and they like opened like a Trello board and like tried to figure out how the quest is gonna work
Yeah.
like before time basically.
I
and then
really do think that's
fell
the
into it.
advantage and why it's like Greek and Roman
Yeah.
like gods are so interesting, because they're not like omnipotent, and so like they have to do things to like achieve like for things to go their way, even as gods. Like their power is finite, and so I think it leads to these like more interesting stories where you kind of have these people that are operating on a different level, but like are gods, but also inherently flawed people.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite interesting. Also, should note there's definitely like some sort of relationship going on between the two of them in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
So like
Prometheus
and
and
Calypso. Yes,
yeah.
I felt like she was upset about his death, but it was more than just like friendship. So
Right.
worth noting. In any case, we are back at So
Making
the
stiff
one
drinks?
last thing.
Okay.
What's locked inside cannot be allowed to escape, no matter whatever we're doing in there.
get out.
Whatever the plan is, whatever. This is the vital thing.
Right.
So-
And by locked inside is not her father. It is the other thing.
There's a monster.
There's a
There's
monster
a monster
inside. Right.
Yeah. So there is a girl who went to go save her father, and then there's her father.
Yep. And then
They're
there's a
both
monster.
still in the castle,
Right.
but there's also the monster. They are currently acting as
Guards.
the guards,
Right.
and technically of their own volition. That's the claim from Calypso. So, because she also did the quest and she learned the same stuff that we did,
Right.
and so she ends up staying instead of leaving, which I think is really interesting. But yes, now we're making stiff drinks.
making stiff drinks, just like full like over easy pours of like vodka into glasses and stuff, and we're just kind of chit chatting about, you know, this is where we disseminate the information about the fact that the knight is still in the castle and like she stayed there of her own volition. That's where we're kind of like explaining it to
Yeah.
to the viewers. And Penny offers Penny 23, Penny 39, Penny 40. What was your number
23,
again?
right?
23.
Yeah, 23.
Like
Penny
MJ.
23 offers to like boop in.
Yeah, I could just boop in and just be like, "Hey, Knight, you still here?"
And we all just decided, nope, we don't want that. We already have one dead Penny's blood on our hands, and
Yeah.
we really don't want to add 2 to that list. So, Yeah, we don't want to do that. But Quentin has an idea about asking the knight for help.
Well, it doesn't say anything. Quentin gets up and
I get up and
leaves.
leave.
Just
Well, yes.
completely silently.
And I have a scene on my own where
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
do? Okay.
yeah, so I'm like rubbing my head in my hands, and then I basically have like this kind of weird dream flashy sequence where I see the castle upside down or this red light that's bathed in, and there's like a woman dressed in kind of knight's clothing, and I say hi, and I'm like, you're asleep. I'm in your head and not his. This is a dream, basically. Like, hey, like I'm just here to talk. This is a dream, right?
Mm.
And she asks if I have magic. Her name is Aura.
Aura.
O-R-A, I would assume. I don't know.
A-U?
Yeah, it could be A-U-R-A.
Yeah, fair enough. I wrote Aura, but I spelled it phonetically. She asks like if I'm here about the fountain and like the back door to magic, and she says that she can't help, right? Because she's guarding. You know, it doesn't say what it is here. I kind of cut her off or whatever. And sorry, no, I start saying like, oh, because you're guarding all and she says, no, he's the only one left. He killed them all. You can't imagine what he's capable of. That's why I can't do anything for you. I can't risk the security of my charge. But I say I have something to offer you, and the scene kind of ends there.
Mm-hmm. And then the
Interesting.
next scene, I'm assuming for everybody, is whenever
Yeah.
Quentin comes back in. And this is when we learned that, because none of us had known that you got like a magical like spell slot, like a free
Yeah.
little boop, a little divine intervention from Julia. And we're like, okay, so you got that, great, like glad, but now it's gone because you went and you blew it to incept Aura in the upside down castle. And
Yeah.
no one's like pissed, but I think we're
Questioning whether that was the best use of it.
right,
Yeah.
exactly, and whether or not we maybe should have had like a group discussion on like the best uses for our one little like godly boon.
Yeah.
But you decided to take it from me. But you stand by your decision, it seems like, because we got very pertinent information here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's more to it as well that we'll get into later in this episode.
Okay.
So,
When we find out that Aura takes care of the monster, and like that is kind of the key element that we didn't know going into this, is that there was not just the quest isn't go in and unleash or and like save the father or whatever and like unlock the well and you're good to go. Yeah. It is do that while also finding a way to simultaneously contain the monster within the upside down.
Yeah.
right. I guess I do say it here. I say that I'm going to stay in the castle.
Yeah,
do say
this
that,
is your
yeah.
this is your moment.
So basically, somebody needs to take over the job that Aura is doing. I say that's going to be me, and that was
Yeah.
basically my deal with Aura. And everybody protests at first, which is fair. But I point out like Alice has died.
Elliot.
Ellie got locked in Fillory for however long. Like we've all kind of made major sacrifices along kind of our journey together. This is just my turn.
Yeah. Margot was curious about whether or not we could just use the gun to solve this problem, but apparently whatever Aura revealed to you, it makes it seem like this. We thought we're oversimplifying it. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
There has to
You
actually
have-
be somebody there.
You have to go the hard path on the quest.
yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be the fact doesn't seem to be like the gun won't work. It's more no funny business because it's too important at this moment to try and like micro game the quest. It's safest if we just stick to the script basically for all intents and purposes. And everyone kind of like acquiesces a little bit like hesitantly because we're going to be sending Quentin into a prison underneath Fillory for X number of however
It wouldn't
millennia.
be the first time somebody's gotten out of being in a prison for however many millennia, like in our group, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So we're actually not that worried about it. Elliot's sentence for being in Fillory forever doesn't really seem to have functionally changed anything. So that doesn't really seem to be that important.
It's a little bit different, I think, this area,
Yeah.
but you're going to be alone and miserable. But yes. I do think that we are weirdly okay with it. Maybe we've all just made sacrifices at this point.
Yeah,
and
sure.
we just
I mean,
accept
it's the
it.
end of the world, kind of.
Yeah.
So.
You gotta do a
So-
thing. Next scene is flying ship with
Cool
soundtrack.
CGI, yes.
Yeah.
The
sailing.
CGI is actually pretty good.
I
here.
Yeah.
agree. I thought it was actually pretty decent. I
Yeah.
think because it's stylized in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
it really helps.
Nice, like kind of lava and
Yeah.
smoke and
Little snack
They do that-
sandwiches.
They do that smart thing that science fiction, like low budget sci-fi does, where it's like it's significantly easier to make kind of cool looking science fiction landscapes of like space and otherworldly planets. Star Trek does this a lot. If you don't have anything that will make it uncanny valley, so you don't have like people's faces or people walking around, or like you don't have any human body and forms. It just keeps cutting back to like Margot looking out a window with like light kind of like on her face, like it's on her face and it is a mirror and she's looking out past the camera. But then any shots going outside of it is like a ship flying through space and debris, and it's like we go
She's
over
not on the deck of the ship.
exactly, which is I think where you get that like uncanny valley elements where you can kind of like use a CGI budget pretty effectively to kind of get cool shots, because the ship goes like over that waterfall we were originally going to be dropped off of, and it kind of like, but we can fly now, and it flies down and underneath. If anyone played like Subnautica and we go to like that like lava underneath the ocean, kind of like now we're like upside down, and you know the music's swelling, and we find this like black sort of like shadow of the castle, and we just kind of
During this approach, I have a quick scene with Alice.
Oh, do you? Nice. I don't know anything. I don't think.
So I'm basically asking if she told anyone else, and she says that I'm the only one that she had to tell, like whether she wanted to or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what she's referring to.
Okay,
here, but we get some kind of hints at it, I guess.
Is this about the library thing? Because didn't you all talk about that last week?
Not really.
Okay.
She says, "Look, I know that I don't show it or act like it all the time, but you're the one that I love, Q. You're the one, and the only thing I'm going to regret is not remembering that." And then I say, "Well, I'll remember that for the both of us," and we kiss. So there's some
we're losing our memories, because we do at the end of this.
I guess, but like, why does she know that and I don't communicate?
I don't know why she knows that.
And like, why? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't really understand if this is an indication she's going to ambush us, which I don't think it was.
No. I think it's weirdly like an indication that she knew what was going to happen.
But like, why couldn't we prepare for it?
Yeah. Because there are things that we know and we're not preparing for, and now there's a thing that we don't know and we are preparing for. Like,
she's also like, Quentin says, I'll remember for the both of us. Like, it's just Alice losing her memories and I won't.
I think it's everybody but you. Well, we'll find out.
Because I guess
I don't know.
This gives a little bit of that vibe where it's like we're watching the show in a way that writers don't anticipate, and it seems like maybe they answered this without all of us in the room at some point in a different scene, and they just assumed we all talked, kind of deal. Because like I wonder if that's the deal, is like we are all going to lose our memory, but Quentin won't, because you're going to have to stay in the castle. So Quentin's going to remember for everybody, but whenever we leave the castle to go out, all of our memory is going to be wiped. That's why he would remember for all of us.
All right, show of hands. Who here knows what the hell happened at the end of this episode?
My hand's up.
Okay.
Producer
For
James
audio.
also knows.
Okay.
You should.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm glad somebody here does.
I did not really. I put some things together.
Nope,
but...
I got nothing.
Okay.
Oh, you don't? Okay. I know probably as much as you do, Brian. I guess I was raising my hand as what happened at the end of the episode I knew. But if you're looking for more
feel like
context,
I understood the... We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
get
just
there.
keep going. Okay.
I think
where did we leave
I
off?
got
So we
it.
land and
Sailing-
Aura opens up like a secret entrance for us.
Yes.
And during this time when we're all kind of preparing to like put the keys in and we're here, we feel like we've gotten inside. Elliot gives me the full set of keys because in case something goes wrong.
Yeah,
though
'cause-
I'm not sure what at
'cause
this point.
Quentin and Elliot and Aura are going to go like beseech the monster. So like Quentin has to go, his charge is now going to be like to keep the monster busy and keep the monster happy. We have this scene. So like we go and we're kind of talking to Aura.
You're kind of hiding in the background.
I'm
like, I don't think Quentin knows that you're following.
Oh, I thought we were like, I was behind you because I thought I was like scared of the monster or something, but maybe
the
I'm
impression
hiding.
I got is that you are sneaking off to follow me.
Oh, maybe that's
Okay,
it.
interesting.
Okay, I didn't read that, but it makes sense for kind of how the scene goes down.
Okay.
But Aura and Quentin then are going to go, and like you're kind of getting your first day's orientation on Monster Watch duty now that you're kind of swapping places with Aura.
And so the reason Aura is still alive is to fulfill this monster's need, and it's basically, and I'm like, Quentin asks like, to be entertained ? And she's like, kind of, but more to be like served, coddled, and loved like a child.
Oh.
And the monster thinks that they're playing hide and seek right now, and that's like how she distracted it enough to let us in. So she's like, "Oh, you go hide, I'll find you," and then like open the door to let us in. but it's gonna get bored soon, so we need to like, whatever. So she's like, oh, my love, I found you, I tag you, whatever. She doesn't have a name for this thing, or doesn't have a name. And I'm like, what makes it so dangerous? And she says, the gods created something that simply wants. So it has to know one secure place and constant love. If not, its appetite grows unfed and it's unleashed. Even the gods can't stop it. Yeah. So like if this thing doesn't have constant affection, I guess it's going to destroy the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's kind of got that, like at every TV show, you always end up in cosmic horror. Like it is always an unceasing, unfeeding, like despair and hunger.
It's just like
it's same thing with Angel, did it at the end. Buffy did it at the end, kind of too. It's always some gaping maw that wants and consumes infinitely, and that's got to be your next thing if you've already killed gods.
Yeah,
like that's all you got left is cosmic darkness and inky veils of nothing. Like, anyway, so
and this like child, like
he's kind of an older dude.
He's maybe like
he's a teen,
young teen, or like between like 10 and 13 probably.
Okay, that's pretty young. Yeah.
Would be my guess. I don't know what kids look like.
He also this episode and this inside of this castle very much has we're kind of low budget and we're on a cool set, but we also made everything extremely dark so that we don't have to show how kind of like constructed it is and how much of it's CGI. So it's also very hard to see. Like everyone's face is doing that thing I hate technically, which is like half of their face is basically black with shadow.
Yeah.
And they think it's like artsy, and it frustrates me a little bit. But it's hard to tell. I agree, because he's like at the back of a hallway and walking up, and he's supposed to be obscured, but you see his eyes, which is the big thing. He's kind of shadowed, and you see his eyes kind of glow with like a fiery kind of like flicker.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so he's got a thing to him.
I'm wondering how much of it, what you're like. I felt there were cuts here where we were not seeing. Like I think there was something removed here, so it was totally black for some of it. But I don't know how much of that is there. I also like. This is why I think that Elliot is not telling Quentin that he's following, because like there's one shot of Elliot just like 20 feet behind me, kind of peering out from behind a corner, like he's trying to be a little sneaky about it. So that's why I thought that you were trying to kind of hide here a little bit.
That makes sense. Again, I clocked it as Elliot's kind of spooked because there's going to be a big monster coming out, and I was like, I'm gonna chill back here.
You are very like
but maybe
confident when you do the thing. That makes you think that you're not spooked at all.
I would agree.
Anyways,
with you.
this kid comes out and he's like, "Will you play with me?" And I like take out the cards and start kind of like shuffling them or whatever. And then Elliot just fucking shoots the kid.
Yeah, I pull out a gun, the gun with the bullet to kill a god. I didn't even know I had it. Like Elliot, like me
clearly
as
Margot
Colin,
knew this too, but
I'm
I did
sure
not.
You also didn't know. So apparently, whenever we did the key swap, I think because we like handed something kind of discreetly, and I thought that was just us handing off the keys. I think
the gun.
I think it was a trade. You gave me the gun and like a knowing look, because there was like a moment there that I thought was like, be careful, because I was going to go see the monster, which is
right.
How I read
That's
it.
what I thought, but no, you just shoot him.
Yeah. So I walk up, I'm like, Quentin, move, and you and Aura
no.
turn around. You say no, and then I just boom, and I shoot
right
the
in
kid in the chest.
And like some like smoky stuff comes out.
It's like
of
an orange, very clearly like
Magic
dusty,
smoke.
magical kind of thing comes out, but he falls down.
And Elliot's like, "All right, we gotta go."
We got a bolt. It's
And-
done.
This is some X-Force Phantom X bullshit.
I don't know what that means, but probably.
Killing kids to save the universe. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
Or like he's kind of like on top of the kid, kind of like grieving.
Yeah.
There's a quick shot that looks like the smoke is going into her
Yes.
lungs,
Yeah, this makes sense.
and then she disappears.
Okay.
And
And then we get out of there.
then we get out. We reunite with the rest of you.
Yep. And we're back in the main room, and now it's all go, go, go. We got to get the fuck out of here ASAP. And then all of a sudden, another turncoat, Alice comes around the corner.
And she like I don't know where she gets this magic. We find out later she must be on some sort of fairy.
Yeah, she's
dust
snorting fairy
something.
bones.
But like that's what she's doing.
Legitimately,
Yeah.
she's snorting fairy bones.
But
Yeah.
she like takes all the keys and starts to try to destroy them, and none of us can stop her from doing this, including Penny, who tries
Yeah.
to travel. And
Yeah, I try to just like
Travel a bit close.
misty step over to her.
Yeah.
And I just get knocked the hell down.
She's got a force field around her, a la like unicorn
Yeah.
shit. Like
Yeah.
you just can't, if you have bad intentions, you can't enter kind of thing. You just get force repulsed. Yeah.
And
She melts the keys.
Melts them, and she like
It's so
hovers them in
sad.
the air and it melts, and they fall to like dust on the ground. And she has this whole thing. Her like diatribe here that she goes on is that basically she's scared and thinks that magic has to be bad because there's like no side can potentially be right. Everyone just wants the power, so nobody should have it. She's doing that whole like that shtick.
I suspect that the library came to talk to her.
Yeah, and probably
like,
freaked
since
her out.
Quentin talked to her. Yeah. So
Exactly,
now
so-
she's thinking, well, both sides are equally bad, so nobody should get magic.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, nobody deserves it. Like it just makes everything worse. Look how bad the world is. Like it could be so much. It's kind of like that. Like if we could just all stop doing X, everything would be great. Which is
Yeah.
this like great logical fallacy that lots of people have. Like, oh, if we could stop one thing, everything would be great. Which isn't how it works. But she just like drank the Kool-Aid on that.
I don't know if I fully agree with how you guys are depicting this.
Really?
Like, she's had scenes in earlier episodes basically talking about like what good is magic anyway at this point. And I don't feel like I don't feel like it's out of nowhere. I don't feel like she was coerced or whatever. I think that like we talked about this briefly. Why bring magic back? Like, didn't we start having a discussion? I think it was last episode, being like, you know, none of
That's
the
true.
show
That's
has
true.
really spent any time showing why magic needs to come back.
I just feel like this is a little late in the game when we're in the monster layer to
Sure.
be doing this. Like, it
But-
just feels like it's putting everybody
Yeah.
at risk for like a thing that if she had such a huge problem with it, like should have been before she put us all in danger.
That's
Like-
true. That's fair. But I just, you know, I think you said it yourself last episode, though. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I was saying that more. I agree with that, and I was saying that more last episode. I think the show was not doing a good job of showing the ramifications of magic leaving, and maybe if that's the point in the show is like there aren't ramifications and it's just a bunch of people who want it, and then
People with, like fighting over power and hurting a bunch of innocent people along the way.
yeah, if that's the intent, I guess, then maybe that ends up lining up a little bit more. I thought it was just either we weren't seeing that stuff or the showrunners didn't spend the time to like have like little vignettes that showed the negative ramifications of magic being gone. But I would agree. I think in kind of what I was calling out earlier, like Alice has been weird about this whole situation even since she's come back. Like her motives haven't been completely clear. She's working with the library, she's working for us, she's like back and forth. She doesn't want to be with Quentin anymore, and then she's like, I'm a different person. So it's like there's been a lot of strange things. This has very much like a turncoat in the final moments, like stab you in the back kind of component that I think is maybe a little much for Alice's character.
Yeah,
but
I think at this point it's, to me it reads as Alice is caught between two decisions, like
Yeah.
two groups of people that she has some allegiance to for one reason or another. I don't really fully understand why she's so aligned with the library.
Right.
But she's basically caught between the library and us, and chooses secret third option is nobody gets it. Blap. Right?
yeah.
Let's finish this because I feel like there's some weird stuff happening
Yes.
here also. So I want to figure that all out. So okay, so she as she's destroying
She
the
melts the
keys, she says, "I'll never remember this." So I put that in quotes because it felt
That was
so
related to the
weird,
conversation
but
I had
this is
earlier.
clearly related
But
to
I
your
still don't know what that
conversation.
means.
Well, I kind of know what it means. And we'll keep going.
Okay.
Okay, so she pushes us all down, and like while she's doing that and destroy the keys, and she runs off.
Just into the castle.
And that's when Margot gets up with a knife. That
I don't
she
know where
pulls
you got that
off her
from.
hip.
You snap into the most deadliest game.
I
I'm like,
realized-
well,
It's not like you had a little switchblade or whatever. This
No,
is
it's like
like
a
a classic dagger.
Margot and Elliot came strapped.
Yes,
we
they did.
were ready to fucking throw down.
Didn't we have a joke a couple seasons ago where Margot was just like, "Why aren't we just bringing a gun?"
Yeah, and then you brought a
And
gun
then I
and
brought
shot
another
that
one.
guy. This is like the second time you just brought a gun when people told you not to bring a gun. Do not invite Margot to your parties.
Margot would be a rogue, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
She likes the stage too much.
You think Bard?
No, she's
No.
too deadly for that.
Yeah, that's why I'm. I think, yeah, like a good liar, deception. That's
like
roguey.
inner city rogue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I chase her down, and the problem with this is that like
She's alive
Margot
still.
is got one thing on her mind,
Murder.
but when I see Alice, she looks scared. I come up behind Alice, and Alice is looking somewhere else, and she looks scared. And there's like some weird whispering. I don't know what's going
It's a
on.
giggle.
Yeah, and like. But that's when I put the knife up to her, and I was like, "Do you think you can cast a spell fast enough before I cut you?" And like, I'm just like, "Let's go!" And we drag her back, and that's when we're all in the room again, and Quentin is like touching the keys and basically being like, "These are toast.
It's done.
Like it's
Magic's
done."
gone.
And that is when
Julia.
Julia. Okay, so here's the thing. I also heard, and I wish I wrote this note better. I just wrote like, who is the Night Queen? I feel like somebody referred to the Night Queen.
I didn't
Maybe Alice did when we were. Maybe that's one of the things she mumbled when we were dragging her away. Cause she was like, "No, wait, listen." And she was saying a bunch of stuff.
Maybe.
And I was like,
didn't
"Who
write
is
that
that?"
down.
Okay, I don't know, but just keep that in mind.
Okay.
That is the thing that was referred to. And this is when Julia shows up.
Yep.
Literal
Literal
Deus Ex Machina.
Yep. And she basically does, like, she's like, "Oh, I want you to know that your bravery, it's your bravery that made me see what I need to do." And she does what Prometheus did all those years ago and makes 7 keys using basically all of her godly power, leaving herself vulnerable.
And I warn her that if she does this, she could lose all her power, which does not stop her.
Yep. And she just one after another, and
Blink,
you can
blink,
tell
blink.
like each key is getting progressively more of a drain on her.
That being
Yeah.
said, they also come out faster than the one before, so...
Well, that's editing.
Okay. It's like, oh,
that
there's
is-
7. We made this way too long.
We got 2 rings, and I'm like, we gotta speed this up. And then it's like, oh, there's the rhythm. There we go.
Dink, dink, dink.
Dink.
It was kind of cutting back and forth, so it's like I wonder how long we just sat there in silence and watched her scream.
Just, like,
It's like
checking my
it's like
watch.
19 minutes and 12 seconds. Like Jesus Christ. Okay.
So she managed to create
Zapped.
it. We take the keys, we put it in the fountain
Yep.
thing,
Yeah.
and we turn it, and then the magic after it takes a little bit, but then the magic starts bubbling up in the fountain.
It's kind of
again.
blue light on the water bubbling.
And I knew that this
Too
had
easy.
gone too smoothly.
Too easy.
Of course.
Oh, you think shooting the kid and everything else and
Yeah.
whatever.
Alice coming in, breaking the keys, and Julie. This has just been like one. This scene is fucking crazy. It's just like, here's a plan, boom. Here's a plan, boom. Here's a plan, boom. It's just like people just keep showing the fuck up and
Yeah.
ruining everyone's day.
Yeah.
Like,
Speaking of people showing up and ruining somebody's day.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
before we get
library.
there, though, I just want to also say Julia seems irritated with Alice. 'Cause
Yes.
she pushes her and like gets her like stuck in something that she can't move.
Yeah,
like,
she like 'cause
Fuck off.
she's like,
Basically,
I'll
yeah.
deal with you later or whatever.
yeah, she's like,
and
I
then-
know you think you're doing this for everybody's good, but one day you'll know it was wrong.
Sure.
yeah. And yeah, she like puts her puts her down, like kills her, puts her down, like basically forces,
need
kind
you
of like
out of
she was
this way.
Alice was doing to us.
Yeah.
where like she forced us all to our knees with her
Yeah.
magical abilities. And then so the bubble, the fountain opens up, like 4 little sides kind of like break apart and those starts bubbling into the center. And we're like, ooh, ah. And then all of a sudden, none of us can move again. People need to stop taking away our body autonomy. We just can't move anytime at all. And the 3 people show up.
Dean Fogg.
Dean Fogg, library woman?
I've never seen any of these
I've
people
never
before.
seen the other
The-
2 people.
So-
We've seen the one before. I think she was.
She's the Fogg's like, oh, you said
No,
never
isn't
seen her
she
before.
from the house that?
yeah, the rich lady that
it's
was
the rich
that
lady.
was snorting the
fairy
bones.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so that rich
McAllister?
lady, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something like that.
McAllister's?
Yes, that rich family that had that
sounds
was
like the right type of
enslaving
name.
elves,
Yeah.
the Dean Fogg, and the library.
Yeah.
So
Is the dude from the library?
Yeah, that's the guy who.
Is that Hades? No,
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 that's
Hades
just
is like-
another kind of library like enforcer.
I think
grunt.
he's a
Okay.
traveler.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a traveler.
So he probably booped
That's how
him
they
in.
got
He's the
here.
one who broke the mirror, who grabbed me before I could leave.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the 3 of them come in, and they're obviously in some kind of cahoots, and they go and put the little like siphon on top of the fountain,
Yep.
and all the water starts to slurp up
Yeah.
into the device.
yeah,
And she starts choking us.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the dean basically stops her and says, like,
There was a deal.
we had a deal unless you want to have a problem with the library, which confused
Yeah.
me a little bit. So she's not the library.
No,
No,
the
she's
guy
the
is.
rich.
Okay.
She's just the rich lady. She's pissed because we freed all of the elves, so she can't make
Or
money
fairies,
off
yeah.
of the magic.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what she's.
So there's a
pissed about.
deal between break bills,
Yeah.
this rich family, and the library. Like
Yeah.
some sort of 3-way deal.
this
Yeah,
is very
This
much.
is literally a cabal.
yeah.
Literally.
This is very much like essentially 3 all interested parties taking over a drug source.
Yes.
That's like, you messed up our drug trafficking ring, so we're going to create a new one.
We
Yeah.
should have seen this coming from the dean.
We should have. We did. Somebody very cleverly, I do not know which one of you.
I'll say it's me.
Said I actually
That's
did think
probably
it
me.
was
Nice.
you. Mentioned, oh, do we think Dean Fogg is with the bad guys? And we're like, nah, he's just been drunk.
He's just been
Like,
a
we
drunk
just
guy.
But
wrote it off.
he's also like single focus on everything to get the school back. 'cause
Yeah,
that's the only
right.
life he knows.
We should have seen coming.
And the school is
having
funded
control
by
over
the rich
and
family.
the magic. We knew all these people knew each other.
Yeah, right.
And we did
It's
not
true.
put it
We didn't
together.
put enough
This
of
is
it
really
together.
a failure on us. It's embarrassing, but.
I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit. I
Bob-
just got here.
I literally was born yesterday and sexy. The powerful magic lady is like, oh fine, I won't kill him. Brr. And Dean Fogg walks up to Quentin with like a blue vial.
He looked up to you. It
Oh,
seemed
it's
like.
Elliot?
I don't know. Like
I
kind
thought
of
it was
both of
Quentin.
us.
Yeah,
But
it
like
doesn't
the
matter.
shot had you in it, had Elliot in it, not Quentin. But who
Okay,
knows?
he's holding out a vial to somebody, and maybe all of us. Maybe it's
think
like
maybe
a
all of
thing, but we don't really know what it is. None of us. I don't get that. My scene cuts.
My next
Yeah.
scene's I'm in a bookshop.
My next
next
scene-
scene is you're in a bookshop too.
I'm calling for a taxi.
My next and final scene is me DJing a party.
Oh, you're a DJ now.
Just a
Did
DJ.
anything else happen?
No.
Okay.
You're just calling a taxi? Anything?
No, I have an interesting thing. So I'm in an awesome outfit. It's fire. And I've got my luggage and I'm calling for a taxi and it pulls up and it's Josh. Except that's not his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, Janet? And I say, yep. And we get into the car and we just kind of look at each other and there's like this weird look.
Moment, yeah.
And then Margot's like, you're late. I'm late too. And then he's like, well, good thing I don't recognize red lights or whatever. And then he drives off. So he's my driver for wherever I'm visiting.
Okay. So coincidence that you ran into each other.
Yeah.
Just cover up.
But it seems to be like a little bit of a knowing,
maybe.
Yeah.
knowing glance.
There seems to be like they both are like looking at each other like you're like, where have I
Yeah.
seen you before kind of look.
Right,
But
right.
it's hard to interpret. There's not much.
I'm in basically a small bookshop, just stacks and stacks. It's the worst looking bookshop I've ever seen. I mean, it looks really cute, but there are no shelves. It's just books are stacked on top of each other, floor to ceiling. So it's like, if I want the third one from the bottom, please explain how I'm supposed to do this. Anyway,
Carefully.
I have like a cup of coffee and I'm like leaving this bookshop, and Elliot stops me. He says, Quentin, I found you.
Quentin and
I'm like, no, I'm Brian.
yeah, no, I'm Brian. I was like, what?
God damn it.
That's why I said it at the top of it.
You look like
Happy.
Quentin looks very well. Yes and no, right? Quentin looks very like put together. It's like hipster kid. Elliot looks like you've been Jeff Goldbluming,
a little bit. I got like a leather jacket,
but like
not.
you look like you just finished looking over like documents and maps and like losing your mind, and then like frantically find me.
Very clear. Yeah, I am that kind of like, again, happy, but in that like all like too smiley and too like my posture's a little too good, and my eye contact is a little too intense.
Like almost like a relief behind it, like you thought this day would never come, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know who you are.
And I ask you to do a card trick for me. Come on, will you play with me?
That's the one. Yeah.
To
so
play with me,
will you play with me is what the kid said before he got shot.
the monster kid.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
And so
I'm like, sorry, I gotta
Sorry,
go.
bud,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm this crazy person on the street, like calling me by the wrong name and asking me to do a card trick, and I'm just like, bye, and I like walk around the corner,
and I start following.
and then you appear in front of me as I round the corner.
Yep, and I say, I can't wait to get started. All those people who deserve our wrath. I think anything is more fun when you do it with a friend. And I kind of smile at Quentin when I say like as with a friend. Like he is my new watcher. I am possessed by the monster very clearly. My eyes flash the same like orange that the kid's eyes flashed inside of the castle.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, and so I have escaped and been embodied by the monster, and Quentin was the last charge that I had. So it is now Quentin's job to entertain me. He's my friend.
I think the aura thing was a bit of a misdirect,
Okay.
or it's both. But
I think because the fact that that aura disappeared, I feel like there is a scene there where like because we never got the thing with her and her dad either. That had to have been resolved.
I think that was resolved beforehand. I think the dad's dead at this point.
Maybe
It was
but
kind
like,
of alluded to.
I doubt that. What I'm saying more is like there's no way that our last shot of Aura is the last scene that she gets in the episode.
No, I disagree.
You think that was it?
100%.
Oh, I don't think so. I think you have to give some, like, she's been the
You
main
don't have to
character
explain
of the
everything.
story.
She had like 6 scenes in the whole show.
No, but she was the main character of the book we were
yeah,
following
and
the
she
whole
wasn't
season.
a character.
But I disagree that, like, she was the thing we were working towards. She was like the leader of it. She was like the grail. She was the thing. And it's like her just disappearing in a hallway
She wasn't
isn't
the
enough.
Grail though. She was just the map.
Well, there's also the woman that's like laughing, like, or has the giggle or whatever, who's talking to Alice right before the
Right, which is
show
probably her.
Which
I
I
would
think is
assume.
Aura.
And so like she gets. That's what I'm saying. I feel like she gets like embodied by the monster, and then something happens to her, and she dies as well, and it gets transferred to Elliot somehow. I'm not sure where that flip happens, but like she obviously took, because like there's no way that like orange misty magic just goes inside of her, and then we never acknowledge, like, it's very clearly the demon's like energy or something got into her, and it gets its way into Elliot. So there's got to be some explanation of how that happens.
First of all, there doesn't have to be anything. Like, I don't think every TV show needs to explain everything. I think it's a fun misdirect because it never actually goes into her. It starts approaching her, and then we look, and she has disappeared. So there's no like proof that it ever went into her in the first place. I think it's fun kind of television magic of, like, you know, you think it's this one thing, and then it's kind of a swerve.
I guess it seemed way more important in the moment. I guess the shot seemed very intentionally designed to show going into her, and maybe that is just a full misdirect. But combined with the extra voices and the fact that we just like black out in the tower, I don't know, maybe not. But either way, I am now embodied by the monster.
That is not what I expected.
Am I the only person that hasn't been taken over by like a demonic force?
No, you died.
You died instead.
That's much worse.
Yeah.
Also, your hands went crazy and tried to kill yourself.
Well, that wasn't me. It was my hands.
Your hands weren't you once they were chopped off.
Exactly, but not. I'm not like a vessel.
When you sew
I haven't been a
onto
vessel.
your hands.
You've been a vessel.
I still think the hands
To
thing
who?
counts.
When did that
Not in this show, but in like in our general
An
vibes.
angel, you were a vessel.
Yeah, you were a vessel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Colin.
I'm sorry. Are we forgetting a hyena episode of Buffy? You were probably the first person to get someone in you.
It's true. You ate a person or a pig?
Pig.
A pig?
Oh, I
You
thought
ate
it
a
was the
pig.
principal.
That was the rest of them.
Ah.
Oh.
Well, if you do some, be a pioneer. But then again, at this point, it's just like passe. We got another
Been like
vessel.
a decade ago since you ate that
I
pig.
love how he pivots completely facing the opposite
Oh,
direction.
exactly.
Smooth.
So there's one more episode, or is this it? Do you?
I think this is it.
You
hold
think
on. Hey, what's our approach for questions?
So go ahead and send him them questions because this was the finale.
Yeah.
Okay,
There we
so
go.
there's
Makes
another
more
season
sense.
of
Yeah,
this.
yeah. We got one more.
Wild.
Okay, you got it out of me. It's only a season finale.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I'm almost positive.
That'd be
you
a
know-
devastating cancellation.
You know I wouldn't give you a devastating cancellation show.
Didn't you already do Firefly?
Yes.
Yeah, but we all knew that.
We
going
knew.
in.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We went
were
into it.
prepared for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got at least one more. And it feels like, again, kind of like I was saying before, I feel like this has got to be the finale episode because, again, we're going eldritch, like cosmic horror, unless you go smaller afterwards, which would be kind of a weird decision.
We
so.
take on a small, like, state senator.
Yeah, just like kill a politician, which I think we already kind of had that.
Well, we already
wasn't
did that.
Reynard's
We-
son a
yeah,
politician?
that was
We
the whole
smacked
deal.
around a politician.
Yeah.
There's a lost puppy in the last season. That's
Yeah,
all.
Aw.
I could see that.
Which
you
is
have-
also a vessel.
And a cat.
Okay, so we all don't know anything.
Well, clearly that's going to be solved relatively quickly.
And we can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next week. If you have any questions, you can send them into popculturerollcall@gmail.com. Just make sure the subject line has something like Magician Season 3 wrap-up or Magicians wrap-up questions or something like that. And you can toss them in there. It doesn't have to be questions. It can also be things you want us to chat about. If you're in the Discord, you can toss those into wrap-up questions. It's its own little chat, its own little, what do we call them, channel. It's its own little channel in there.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. You can throw them in. If you're not part of the Discord and you do want to be, so you can do it that way instead of sending us an email. It's a wild thing, but you could, for $1 instead of sending us an email, then you can send us $1 on Patreon. You can jump into the Discord. And you can have it forever. It'd be great. Go to patreon.com/popculturerollcall. We're doing at least one more season of this. It seems like.
And if you want to watch this episode on YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/@popculturerollcall.
We got our vanity.
But
It
here's
was
the
actually there the whole
It
time.
turns out we had it.
I misunderstood how YouTube works.
But you can help us be more vain by smashing that like button.
Yeah.
We've gotten a lot of subscribers and likes and stuff in the last.
Thanks, guys.
It's because we asked
y'all?
for it.
Yeah, we
I
should
call
do
to
it more.
action.
Maybe that whole smash a like button is said for a reason.
I
Yeah.
do
It
think
really
so.
is. You can see. I think there are like things you can see when in the video they hit the like button, and you can basically like. I'm sure if we go in here, people hit it after we talk about hitting like on the video.
Yeah, it helps a lot. I mean, it's why the big YouTube trend for the last like 4 or 5 years is showing your like statistics of like the watchers versus subscribers, and like doing the whole like 200,000 people watch and only 12,000 people are subscribed.
Yep.
So that'd be nice if you could do that, and then like updates moving forward.
That's
I know
cool.
a lot of YouTube people do that. But yeah, follow us over there. Jump on to the Patreon and head us up in Discord, and that'd
Hit
be
that
super
bell.
chill. Hit that bell.
Ugh.
So you can be notified of our next uploads.
Ring a ding.
And we have our video from our last live streams ready up, so you can watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for everybody joining that one. We'll do the next one in a
Streams
couple
up.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Cool.
Probably won't be on the week we usually do it. Now that I'm thinking of that weekend, but
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
talk about
We'll figure it out.
We'll do business later.
Thank y'all for joining. I'm your host, Mike, signing off. Left me as always.
It's Sasha.
In front of me as always.
It's Colin.
Right here, right now.
Brian.
Grieving with background often.
Producer James.
We'll see you next time.
Bye forever.
For more information, go to popculturerollcall.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Our new theme provided by Stephen Rossbach. Find him at StephenRossbach.com for more of his work. Join us next week for another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call.